team. I'm Nona Prince or my Rohit, and welcome to Indian Society. It's been a long time, but we are back to talk about two big things that happen in the pop culture, and also talk about the Thunderbolts trailer. And if you have some questions, you can let us know. But Rohit, how are you? Long time no see.
लॉन्ग टाइम नो सी टू यू एज वेल काफी देर हो गया है the pop culture sphere has been not that kind of exciting unless the Thunderbolts trailer dropped, you know? Like
I would say
there's a
even like I was getting rumors of not rumors, murmurs of Penguin is out and Agatha is out, and I kind of watched it very late. It was not, I'm watching it like very excited to watch it, and it came out 2 3 days later. I was like, okay, let's have a look.
it
So
isn't
it's been quite a down right now, right?
there's a lull, like even in Indian films there is a lull, right? I really wanted to watch Kishkinda Kandam also. That's one film I wanted to watch. Although that's not the Nona Prince channel, we are talking in IGS right now. But the thing is, right now I've been reading a lot of comic books because comic book movies haven't been really good recently. I've been playing a lot of Black Myth Wukong. So
Is that the
that
monkey game?
yes, it's the
You're
year of the
raving
month.
about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw your
I have
Insta post
watched a lot of
about it.
movies this month. I haven't watched a lot of movies this month. I have just played Black Myth Wukong.
You played on PS5?
PS, PS. Yeah.
Okay. So no PC, right? It's not a PC game.
No, no, it's there for PC also. It's available on Steam.
It must be like 4 5,000, right?
It, I have a guy who gets me the game for around 2.5. So
But for PS it's expensive, right? Compared to PC.
yes, on the market it's for
Let me
okay.
check the price rate. What's the name?
Black Myth Wukong.
Black
Myth Wukong. I don't know what's the price on Steam,
Black Myth Wukong.
but I'm pretty sure it's
My
around.
god, it's 10 on 10 on Steam, huh? Like rating.
It's pretty great.
It's
It's pretty great.
$59, which is PS5 is 4,000.
Yeah. It's cheaper on the PC, I guess.
PC price 700 rupees, dude, on Flipkart.
On Flipkart, how are they selling on Flipkart? I mean,
Yeah, dude, it's
physically.
like a scam or something, like a poster, I guess.
I think they give you digital codes for that for Steam.
15, wait, what?
I think they give you digital codes. Like there are some people who sell you codes and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's 5,000. It's showing in dollars. But
5,000.
coming back to our discussion,
Yeah.
are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. The thing is, there isn't a like Penguin was great. Penguin was
Wait,
awesome.
wait, wait. Now,
Okay. Pro needs the
go,
ticker on the side. So Penguin was really great.
go.
Penguin was really great. It reminded me of crime shows like Breaking Bad, Sopranos, and I did not expect the Penguin to tap into his more emotional side, the angle with his mother, right? Like Penguin has always had an angle with his mother in the comics where his mother was very empowering. He always had a single mom. And Penguin has a feminine side, so I'm like, I wasn't surprised a lot when Batman the animated series kind of made him into a woman, like the gender was changed. It's very interesting because Penguin has always had a feminine side, even in Gotham, the show which came out.
I
And the
yeah,
issue,
I actually saw the first episode of that series where it's about Penguin only,
yeah,
and I think Gordon lets him live.
it's pretty great. Matlab, Gotham ka first those seasons are fine for me, you know, and then it
I
goes down.
never saw. Like I always thought, without Batman, like he's the most interesting. Him, Batman interacting with these villains is what makes it interesting. Not watching a spin-off show of without Batman and exploring the world. So I think for me that was getting into the show. I'm like, do I really care? Because even if you see this show doesn't show Batman at all, right? Even the beginning is awesome.
You
Tan,
only hear the
tan,
music. You only
tan,
hear the
tan,
music.
tan. dude, and they just show you the clips of what's happening, kind of a refresher of where we left this world. And even
It's like
they mention him, they mention the vigilante saving the people, but they don't show any visual of him. So I think he's kind of off limits,
it's not
Batman.
even off limits. I think it's a very gutsy move to not even show a Batman clip, you know,
Yeah,
because
I don't
at
think
all,
it's gutsy move. It's like a contractual thing that we cannot show Batman on TV.
I mean, Matt Reeves is heading all of these, and now James Gunn wants an interconnected stuff, right? Matlab, if it's in the Batman universe, it doesn't make sense ki why wouldn't you show a clip of
See,
Batman? But
there are two reasons, right? One is that Batman is too big of a character to even show as a B roll of him in the
right,
costume or something on the small screen. Like they don't want to break that what do you call it, mystique of the character. Like he's just
right,
meant for the big screen, right? Maybe
right.
that is one thing, and the other thing is that you don't want the show to be talked about because of Batman, right? Let's not
Exactly.
focus on him at all. Let's be about Penguin, because at the moment you show him, then it becomes
Everybody
about
will be
Batman.
talking about it. Everybody will be talking
Yeah,
about Batman.
yeah,
You know, one
that's
of
the
the
thing.
best things about it was the introduction of the villain. After a long time, I'm seeing a formidable villain in Sophia Falcone. Huh?
Oh, I
Sophia
didn't.
Falcone.
I have no idea what a character. I'll be honest. I had no idea about anything. Even Penguin, I'm not that into. So it was.
She
But
was
that
very
actress I recently saw in Palm Springs.
yeah, and she was in How I Met Your Mother, and it's such a
Yeah, I've heard that.
different role for her, like, and she's killing it. I mean, the moment she comes on screen, and the way she
Scary.
hugs and the way she hugs Penguin, and almost like I know what you have done, right? And then you think Penguin to be dumb because Cobblepot to be dumb because he turned up at his house where the goons are there, and then it was like a premeditated plan. I even like the new kid who's come under his wing. You know,
Yeah.
I'm,
I wonder if
I,
that like some other character from comics.
uh, so there's this Brian Azzarello run of Joker, okay, where Joker takes a protege under him, okay, and
Okay.
then at the very end, you think he's helping him out and all that stuff, and this guy wants to be good in front of the Joker, like impression banana hai usko. But by the end, how Joker betrays him. Like, I feel if it's following an arc like that to show Penguin as a menacing villain, you
No,
know,
but kid just feels very normal, right? He's just a street kid who got caught in all this,
yeah,
and now he's like, why not use this? Like, I think how Penguin sets up, right? Like, we both are should be together against the world, and no one cares about us guys. So let's take it in our own hands. That kind of narrative, right? Like, kind of like even
right.
how they showed, right? Like how the rich, nothing affected the rich. It's only the poor who got affected by everything.
But the thing is, with villains, right? The exploited often exploit the exploited. Are you
Yeah,
getting what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, uh, I think there'll be a value shift where we'll see Penguin not sticking to his code, something which we set up in the first episode. Which is very interesting for me, because I want to see how this character will get more morally gray and closer to the ruthless Penguin we know in the comic books. You know?
By the way, guys, spoilers here. So when talking about episode one, and dude, the moment he kills him, I was like, oh, we are going there. Because when it started, right? Like I was like, okay, he's gonna just play dumb. He's gonna
Hmm.
find his way over the series and all that. But the moment that scene happened, and amazing writing. First of all, dude, I cannot fathom the fact it's the same actor.
Exactly.
I,
Colin
I don't
Farrell,
see the actor at all. I just see Penguin.
right.
I'm trying to, trying to look where it's him, where's the actor. I can see his body language or something. No, the way he walks, it feels like he's a heavy person. The way he
Exactly.
walks and moves and everything, the way he even breathes. I'm sure that has been a part of his what do you call it, prep for the character. But dude, I cannot, like, I saw him in that Irish movie. What was that called? The Banshee
Irish,
something.
Banshee of Inisherin. He was
Yeah,
really good in that also. He was such a
dude,
soft character there.
and even his real life, right, his accent is so different.
Yeah.
watching. I'm like, dude, where? I don't see him at all. It's not him. I saw the press, interviews and all of that. I'm like, where's Penguin? Why is this actor there?
He has a very Irish accent, similar to that of like James McAvoy. Like when James McAvoy speaks in real life, you'll be like, wait, what, why, how? It's that Punisher meme. Wait a second, it's that. But like I even thought they might skimp out on the prosthetics budget on a show like this, but it
Hmm.
feels movie quality, you know,
Yeah,
when
it
I'm
totally
watching it.
feels like we are in Gotham again. I think there's
Yeah,
that
and
music cue. Just you feel like the moment you left, you're back in. You know, it's
exactly.
just that
And
you're not following Batman. You're just following this now, where whatever crime is happening.
and when they show the shots of the city, they expand upon it from what we
Yeah.
have seen. And like we see the monorail more, we see that same shop where the burglar had gone in, you know, but
Yep.
from a different POV because it's a little rundown from the events of the Batman. So you're also seeing how Bruce is affected m- more by his inner demons, but Penguin has to battle both his inner demons and outer demons because there's also capitalism at play, you know.
Yeah.
So I really like that angle. I love that angle. Even that scene where, and it's such a lovely scene where he just sits down and he takes off his socks and you see his fingers and you see his toes,
Yeah.
right?
And he's just
And
in pain and oh man, like too good,
I mean,
brutal
this
yet
guy,
good.
exactly, this man is hiding so much pain inside him. He's also a family man, right? And
Yep.
he's had enough of answering to people who are incompetent. That's why when an incompetent person is telling him you won't be able to do anything, you are just a lapdog,
And the
right?
dream he talks about, like him talking about what there are two kinds of Dawn, or basically like gangsters. And when he talks about this whole thing about this gangster and people came in his funeral and all of that,
Hmm,
and he's like, oh, that's what you want. And he just got taken aback that he didn't realize he's showing himself, kind of, like he got vulnerable in that moment. And he's
hmm,
like, oh, that's what I actually want. And he's like, oh, but I don't want to show this face to anyone. And he caught me, and he's feeling embarrassed and all. And
hmm.
then that you can see in his performance, from being feeling embarrassed and vulnerable, is like, what, f you, you're laughing
Yeah.
at me, just he takes a and then
And the
he's
way
like, happy, and he's
and then
feeling
the
it, that
confidence.
adrenaline rush, and then he's suddenly like, oh shit, oh, what have I done? you know
Yeah.
that was such a good performance.
I mean the way he laughs, like, like screw you, man. Like,
Dude, that
and
mother scene,
yeah.
like that was so unexpected.
And it's
Like
very
I think
and
overall,
it's
as a pilot episode, they did a great job at setting up everything so well.
And if it's gonna go like this, I think it's gonna be a great show. If they
Yep.
don't lose the plot. I mean, from the first episode itself, I'm like, how did IGN give this a 5? Okay.
Oh, really? So they
IGN,
saw the whole thing or just episode one?
they saw the whole thing and gave it a 5. And I was like,
Probably something.
Force Dalek says, did you like Agatha all along? I haven't watched Agatha yet. Nona has. So,
We'll come to Agatha, guys. Let's just wrap up Penguin. But I would say, like, why was I not interested? Like, you're like Penguin show, so you're gonna show his journey and his backstories, and like I don't really care that much. But the way
hmm,
this episode starts, right? We just start from where we left, and now we're
exactly.
gonna see how he rises to power, most probably. But he's not at a place of power right now. So how these
Right.
characters are coming in and how he has to plan it out, and within the first episode, the incident has happened. The motivation is set clear with his mother. It's very well established. Like, stop running. You fight and you stay here. So there's, you expect these things to happen in episode 3, then episode 6, then episode 9. And these things happen over time, and it'll be slow burn kind of a show. But I like that within one episode, so much happened. You know and the stakes are just set very well for next. So I hope if they build up to that, really good. It's not like First episode was great, and now the one slow episode, then one slow episode about this character, and then within these characters, their backstories and their side characters, and I don't want to explore so much.
Yeah,
Stick
I hope.
to our main guy.
Yeah, I hope there is not a lot of padding, in the episodes,
Yeah,
because
because
you know,
nothing will happen to him, right?
yeah,
This is
of course.
building up to part two, Batman part two. So it's not like he's gonna die in this, or So don't play on that he's gonna die or he's gonna get caught. Like play on the fact that what can you explore more about Gotham. And I wish they, like, in episode one, except the first news article, we never
Hmm,
see him mentioning to his subordinate that he may show up. Just like hints that he may show
hmm,
up, be careful, or don't go at night, he'll come. Or maybe just in a scene in the night, we are going and we just, from far, we just see a bat symbol in the sky.
hmm,
Just don't even mention that thing. Let it just there for us, so we know that he exists. He's there,
yeah,
looming around.
yeah.
It doesn't. It should not feel like that
Also, right?
because it's not a Batman show. Batman doesn't exist now. It should not
Hmm.
feel that.
Yeah, it should feel very, because Batman is intrinsic to Gotham, right?
Hmm.
I mean, it's his city, it's his domain,
That too when
right?
he's active. That
Exactly.
Gotham show was like before Batman comes in, right? So
Like that dialogue you said, right? There are two types of gangsters: one who are just power hungry, and one who also want the love and adoration of people to
yeah,
make people rise under them. And uh, I had two images in my head. One is of Scarface, the power hungry, crazy gangster, and one is of Tumhara, the lead from this guy from Godfather, you
yeah,
know, who gives people favors, who believes in family, right?
yeah. I think
So
that's why it makes us root for Penguin now, because we know he's a bad guy. He does wrong things, but his aim is to at least do right by the people around him. You know who he is
I-
also part of. It's not like
exactly,
he
and
just wants power, money, and all of that.
when he mentions that slushy store, it's better
Yeah.
when you mix the two drinks, and both of them are having those drinks. You
At the end.
know, Cobblepot was this kid once. Maybe he sees a part of himself in him who got
Yeah.
entangled in uh in bad stuff. When he says ki this guy is just stealing rims of cars,
Yeah.
Matlab, he just happened to be unlucky. And even that car scene when they are driving together, that tension between Oswald
Even do
and
that
that,
scene when he knows he's gonna kill him. Even the way they
yeah,
played it out, right? Like so
yeah,
good. And I like the traditional thing is that either he will backstab him or Penguin will end up killing him. So any
yeah,
one of them. If they don't do that, it'll be interesting to see. I don't think
yeah.
it's gonna be like Penguin and then Batman 2 happens, then we'll have a Penguin season 2. I don't think that's what they are setting up. That'd be little too much. But they kind of set up a gang war in episode 1 now. It'll be Falcone versus Maronis.
Maroni, Maronis, yeah.
So, it'll be really cool.
And I feel
But
this gang war has always been a part of the Batman lore so heavily, right? And I
yeah,
like gang drama in the Batman universe, like I just love it when things get a little more gritty, there are smaller worlds inside a bigger world. It makes it feel so much more alive,
I
you know?
just like I think the showrunners have said that Batman will not show up. But I
Yeah,
just hope there's a scene like this. Penguin gets a call and he's like, "Oh, he's here, he's here, he's here! Oh my god!" All noises are coming, and
yeah,
we find out later someone comes and says, he came up and destroyed our plan and all of that. But like
yeah.
something like these, hints of his existence are around, that he's not
Mhm.
invisible now, that because he's not the part of the show. I hope that they maintain that world, of this
Yeah,
Gotham City.
Batman should be a secondary obstacle,
It's not
you
like he's
know?
on a vacation. After all the
Yeah,
floods, he's like, I'm gone, vacation now. Let everything, go south, and then in Batman 2, I'll come back from vacation and
it
figure
would
things out.
it would be interesting to hear, like on the telly, okay, in that universe, as to how Batman has changed his methods,
Yeah,
like little hints, because it's building up to the second film at the end of the day as
yeah,
well, while giving us a character-centric story. And one thing Matt Reeves is very good at. I feel even from the Batman, I really like the Batman, but the plot meanders sometimes. Like the plot gets a little washed down, I feel, but Matt Reeves is very good with character.
Yeah.
Especially with the Apes franchise, right?
I think Dark Knight is very plot heavy and Batman is very character heavy.
I mean, I always feel a good film is when the plot expands on your character. You put the character in certain circumstances, and that spells out the character for you. Instead of the
Hmm.
character saying, I am this and I am that, you know, I'd
Hmm.
rather like to see that in motion. But I feel every character has a sense of dramatic irony where they want to be something and they end up becoming something else. So I feel Penguin is gonna become the ruthless gangster, the very thing he doesn't want to be. He'll end up becoming that. That's the corrupting nature of power. That's why
Yeah.
Batman doesn't want power. I feel that line will be drawn very well. Let's see. I am
Yeah.
very excited to see
It's
what
just one
happens next.
episode. I think nine more to come. But guys, those were our quick thoughts on Penguin. And if you like this discussion, you want us to come back every week for each episode to discuss, you can let us know by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leaving your comments below. But now it's time to move on to the next show, Agatha All Along. And there have been some, comments also. So we'll take them up quickly about it. So we have Forced Alex says, what show did you prefer? I think Rohit has not seen it.
Yeah,
Did you like Agatha all along? We'll come to that.
I think I
And
might dig Agatha
Sugar
also a lot.
Plum Geeka says, I love Agatha. All right.
I think I might dig Agatha a lot because, I'm really into the supernatural stuff of the MCU. Like, I love the elements of Khonshu. I love Doctor Strange. I love the mystic part. I love the Werewolf by Night. You know,
Yeah.
Werewolf by Night was such a fresh of was such a breath of fresh air for me. You know, and I feel if Agatha is able to do anything like that, it might be very interesting because and I like the fact that I've heard things and I've seen the aesthetic like Agatha borrows from shows like Mayor of Easttown, and maybe
Dude, the
I
first
know
episode is literally like, they are not parodying, but just referencing everything from that show. Even the
I
names and the character, everything.
have you seen Mayor of Easttown?
Yeah.
It's such a good show, man. Like I mean we should discuss that show like a retrospective someday, you know,
But
because
yeah,
it's such a
it
good.
didn't hold on, I think, in my perspective. It was a good show, and then yeah, nothing. Would I recommend that show? No. As if like I would recommend like people recommend Big Breaking Bad, right? Like you wouldn't recommend Mayor of Easttown like Breaking Bad. It's
I mean
nothing
I
you're missing out on exceptional or something like that.
I mean it's a very good show in terms of character writing, I feel. Like
Hmm.
mm,
No,
it,
but
it's it's stuck for me at least.
it's like there are so many great shows that good shows don't get that right. But coming
True.
back to Agatha, I saw both the episodes, and again, just like Penguin, like not that heavily invested. If the moment it drops, I really need to watch it. Nothing like that. So I was like, just in your free time, let's just two episodes. I just watch it, and I enjoy it, like enjoy will be a big statement. It was cool. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it because I liked Catherine Hahn's character because what I thought, now they'll make Agatha's story and she's the hero and all, that kind of a cycle, but that's not the case at all. At least right now, like she is a villain and she is a kind of an anti-hero, or there's some past with her. So they're kind of teasing and having a mystery they're creating, which is cool. I want to
Hmm,
see where it explores, but it's not like oh, she's the hero now and she should save the day. Like that's nonsense is not happening. And they
hmm.
kind of quickly set up a team in episode 2, and now they are on a journey. So that's exciting to see. Now quickly we are getting into the thing. It's not dragging, it's not taking too much time. I don't want to invest in too much of these characters. Let's just go with the plot. And
Yeah, like
over that, if I learn more about the characters, it's fine. But
like they're
I
embarking on
definitely
the
enjoyed that.
I've heard they're embarking on the witch's road, right?
Yeah,
That's what. So the it kind of reminds me of Wizard of Oz, okay, where they
yeah,
go
yeah,
on the
yeah,
yellow.
totally, dude. It's like total direct references.
To visit a horse.
Yeah, dude, visit like new. I'll follow New Rockstar, right? So he says that there are two types of films: Godfather or Wizard of the Oz. Every film can be based on these two. You know,
Right.
so like this show literally is taking so many references and take what do you call it, inspirations from that
Mhm.
narrative, that whole
I mean,
setting basically.
I mean, I hope it doesn't become so much of references rather than
No,
also.
it's not references, as in it's not Easter eggs. It's
Hmm,
like like road and the character names, and it's like it will give you that vibe. It's not like they're referencing and kind of
yeah.
hey winky winky kind of thing. No, not like that.
Hmm,
But I there were some horror-y elements also. Like there's some unknown entities there present, and you kind of exploring what is the world of witches now in MCU. So they
hmm,
kind of references to Wanda, different ways. Like first episode is totally, she has to come out of that thing Wanda put her in at the end of WandaVision,
hmm.
and then at the end she comes out. And then second episode, there are different characters who comes in the way, and they have to. And by the end, they are already at the witches road. So
Okay.
like quickly we are getting into like there's a someone is hunting her. So a lot of things are going on, set in motion. So it's not
How
like
many
dragging and wasting time or something like
how
that.
many episodes is Agatha gonna
I
be?
think
Six?
9, if I'm not wrong. It's not just like
Yeah.
WandaVision.
Okay.
So let's see. Like I don't have any expectation that the ending of the show will connect to some other show or movie, and they're setting up. Like let's not put too much pressure on the show.
Give
Let's
us a
just
good
tell the
story.
story it wants to tell. Yeah, it's very well made. Visual
Yeah.
effects, whatever they're very cool. The way it's shot, very well done. Writing, dialogues, performances, like top notch. So no complaint on that level at all. It's just that I'm not dying to watch this story, or I was like very excited for this. So that's the only thing. But whatever I saw, it's very cool. I would like to see what's coming next.
And I hope they don't like softcore the horror, like actually give if you are giving us witches, if you are giving us the Salem trials like we saw in the trailer,
This
okay,
is like a horror sequence which kind of spooky. But I am
okay.
someone who not too much horror, so you may find it very cheesy or something. But for me, it was like well
I
done,
like
which is well done.
I like my horror cheesy as well. Like I love my 70s and 80s horror.
You
Like
saw
I have
Tumbad?
yes, I did. I went to
Great,
theaters and watched. Like I
great,
watched Tumbad both times in theaters. So
dude. First time I was in Bombay, 2018
yeah.
with Varun, and there was no other place playing it, so we went to Hub Mall on the highway,
Oh yeah, I
one of the
remember.
worst theaters, and
Oh
there we
God.
saw it. And there was only I think one show in the evening, 7:30. So we
I watched
somehow
Tumbad.
managed.
I watched Tumbad in PXL when on first day first show in 20 when I was in college. You know.
Hmm.
So like and the most amazing part like is I watched it at the same theater again. In that same hall. PXL
Yep.
वाला जो hall है ना Oberoi Mall में.
Yep.
So I watched it there, and like Tumbad deserves a screen like that because it's so well made.
Let's see sequel coming. But coming back to Agatha, final. We have not seen it, so I hope you will watch it soon. But again, guys, if you want discussion of every episode, I don't think, but maybe at the end of when we wrap the season, we'll come back again and we'll talk about the show. But moving on to another thing, Thunderbolts teaser
Thunderbolt.
trailer. What do you think about that? I already shared my reaction, so you can let me know your thoughts.
I thought Thunderbolts ka trailer was awesome. First of all,
First
I
of all,
am
not a trailer; it's a teaser trailer that is 3.5 minutes long.
but it feels like a trailer. Like, but I didn't get anything about the plot. Like you
Yeah,
told
that's
in your
true.
reaction
That's
video.
true.
You told in your reaction video. Like it was a three and
It
a
doesn't
half
give
minute.
you much. That's
Yeah,
surprising,
exactly.
considering how long it is. It's very
Hmm.
surprising that it's still you still have no idea what's actually happening. But it gives you a
Mhm.
good setup of what we are getting into, the vibe of it.
Have you seen this A24 show called Beef?
Yeah, Did I see the whole thing?
The one with
Yes,
Stephen
yes,
Yeun.
yes, 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 yes. I've seen the whole thing. Yeah.
It's that team only handling Thunderbolts completely. So
Interesting.
I have,
Even the way, dude, the visuals, right? Like
yeah,
how we have gotten little saturated with all the kind of visuals they give. Here you
true.
feel like, like there's an action scene with Yelena where it's just dark. You just see silhouette of her taking
Right.
them down. That's cool. It's something different, visual difference. Then when they are fighting in that, I think it's Avengers Tower. I don't know. Like when they are on that road, when they are running away at the end,
Hmm.
like barren land, like different visuals you're giving us. It's not just in the city and in the dark room storage, which it's just what do you call it,
Like
set. It's a
same.
set, and
Yeah.
even in the climax there'll be a lot of CG and sky and something like that. So I like the visually, it stood out to me, something
It's
interesting to look forward to.
exactly. It feels very Suicide Squad-esque because, of course, it's the
Yeah.
Suicide Squad Marvel. But I feel, but I hope there is a difference from what we have gotten, in DC.
No, I don't
But
think Suicide kind of Squad kind of a thing, because I think Suicide Squad, starts only with so many characters who are just, they're gonna skill off. So,
no, they can't.
it's like the show, the movie, those movies starts with characters who we don't know, and the more time we spend, they stay back, and the others they kill off. So, it's like that. Here it's like all these characters, we have seen them, we have grown with them, not grown with them, where they just appeared somewhere or the other. We saw their
Hmm.
stories, and now they are all the misfits, people who don't really matter to anyone. They are you bringing them together, so it feels like more organic instead of the whole first movies only with these characters is that they're Thunderbolts, right?
Yeah, and there's
I don't
this.
know if you heard about Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, of
It's a
course.
DC. So what they
Yeah,
did was basically they had too many characters, like left off characters from each show, right? Arrow, Flash. So they were like, what if we just combine them and make a show, time travel show just with them. So the first
right.
season was more of, they went serious and, all conflict and all of that. And season two, they were like, just these are misfits characters. Let's just have fun with them. And season two was so epic because every episode they were just going crazy, crazy narratives, crazy stories, and they're still exploring the character but having fun. Each episode is, they are referencing to some other film. One movie, episode is like ET. One episode is like some other narrative. One episode is Groundhog Day. So it's like cool shenanigans in time travel, and they added reverse flash also to it. So it became very cool and fun, and they just
Right.
kept
Right.
doing that. So but it
Also,
felt good because all these characters came out from all these unwanted in those narratives. Like Arrow
hmm,
was done with these characters, didn't know how to use them, so they were put on back burner. Flash, they dealt with them, but now what to do? Let's move on. So they were like left. They were good characters. People enjoyed them. So what if let's just bring all them together as a group of misfits and make a separate show?
I love the tagline for the trailer. Careful who you assemble.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that's
And even the
and
poster looks so cool, man. Like so unique. Not the typical thing where they all are just put on a collage and there's a beam coming. The typical which has become a routine
yeah,
now.
floating head posters. Like
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was that. It's like all of them crammed are fighting for that space on the poster, and I love
Yeah.
it so much.
And Yelena is just, getting
Yeah,
bored there. It's, just-
yeah, like
it has an identity. The narrative, it feels like the film has its own identity.
yeah, Yelena looks like I deal with children here. Like she's the
Yeah.
mother of the group.
Even what she said in the trailer, right? She's kind of not feeling it. So
Yeah,
she's kind of you can maybe say depression, but
yeah. I mean,
uh, what's
it is
a
like midlife
less
crisis.
serious term of depression?
It's very midlife crisisy. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. That's a better term.
it's and the choice to use "Where Is My Mind" as a song for the trailer, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, like the lyrics go like when your feet on the head, when your feet are on your head and your head is on the ground. Uh, so, where is my mind? Where is my mind? So it's a song about confusion. It's a song about being lost, right? And I'm like, no, that's an awesome trailer because it gets the tone right. It exactly tells me what this is going to be about, but not telling me the plot. how they are going to achieve it. It's the general tone and treatment of the film,
We're
you
also
know.
getting Sentry.
And
The
Bucky looks so awesome. He feels so Winter Soldier-esque, you know,
yeah,
when he just takes out that what do you call it, man? Like I keep forgetting. It's a rail gun. He takes out that rail gun on off his scooter and then shoots at the car and it flips over. And I'm like, oh man. I wanted Bucky to go hardcore, and
I think that
like
was in Winter Soldier also, right? When he takes down Nick Fury.
yeah. So I mean the Winter Soldier morality might have left him, but the skills haven't, you know?
Let's see, because he kind of looks like on the wrong side now. He's a Senate.
Hmm.
He's in the government. Like what's going on with him? So let's see. But it's like the setup is cool. It's coming out like very exciting project to look forward to next year.
I mean, it's very interesting because Steve was always anti-government, right? And especially in like especially in the second film, like
Yeah.
he has he has this arc of being the poster boy to the person who will stand up for what's right, even if it's against the system. You know,
Hmm.
will we see Bucky also getting a kind of arc like that? Because we see him kind of lost in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We see him repenting for his guilt. You
Yeah.
know,
But I wonder, like, if he thinks like he's is he. I don't hope they bring back that whole thing of the book. That you control him is being controlled by Val and all of that. I don't think they do that. I hope it's himself. He thinks that my only place in this world is that I do the dirty work and let
right?
Falcon, let like Captain America take care of the good side, and I'll take care of the dirty side. So maybe that's
And
what he's doing with Val.
he's already dealt with people like US agent, right? So he kind of
Yeah,
has a grudge against people like him, you know. And then
that's true.
there's a Russian in the car, and his daughter is in the car. And maybe like Americans and Russians don't go well together since the Cold War and World War II.
But I feel like it'll be some cool story they'll try with this one. It's not gonna be just a journey with these characters. I think they're gonna be some cool dark places this will visit in MCU, and it's not gonna
Hmm.
be a happy kind of ending. I don't think it's like
I
everything is sorted by the end. It's like the
don't
darkness,
think so. Because they can afford to not have a happy ending with these characters,
Yeah.
you know.
What's the point? you know,
Exactly.
like yeah, having these characters, I don't want a good happy. They're just gonna journey and come back, and they're a team now. I don't want that. I want some, it's like Watchmen kind of, dirty and dark secrets of the world
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
So
But
James Gunn is also working on a similar like film, right? I keep on forgetting the name. Uh, it's about it's a boys like thing which he's working on.
who?
Uh, James Gunn. Um, I keep on forgetting.
Creature Commandos?
No, no, no. He had
Got it.
you
What are they
understand what I'm
called?
saying?
Yeah, the not the boys. They are kind of R-rated heroes.
Yeah,
Yeah, even
exactly.
I
So
forgot the name. Yeah.
so it's like I'm getting those kind of feels, and especially you'll see in current films and shows due to streamification, which I call the current syndrome. Everything looks too bright and colorful. So everything looks too digital, like things don't look natural, uh, especially color wise. And I have a pet peeve as a filmmaker there. And even with Penguin and the Thunderbolts trailer, I haven't seen Agatha, so I won't comment on it. It looks very film. It looks like it's shot on film. Without the oversaturated vibe of it all. You know,
Hmm.
and that's something I really like personally. Even the way the Marvel logo was kind of shown on the Thunderbolts thing, right? It was on the shutter, and then the shutter moves up, and the logo also tracks along with it,
The
right? I'm like,
Authority.
yeah, the authority.
Yeah, it's like
Who gives
R-rated Justice League.
who gives me
but
the authority to forget? Who gives me the authority?
let's do some Q&A. They've announced uh they're working on a Scarlet Witch movie now.
Have they? Like, is it official?
Not announced, but that's in works.
Of course it
So
doesn't work. Of course they're gonna do a Scarlet Witch movie
there's a
after.
Spider-Man 4 happening, and there are rumors that they're gonna do it while Avengers 5 is going on, so Tom Holland can shoot simultaneously both, and he's gonna be a bigger part than he was in Infinity War Endgame.
Huh, I
So
mean, he is the tentpole character right now, right? I
yep.
mean, we don't have
There's
Cap.
Strange 2 also, 3. Doctor Strange 3. So I think lots going on, but we still have, I don't think, any ideas what's really gonna happen.
What's gonna happen? Because
But I
especially
also
with
like James Gunn approach that he has said that until a script is finished and finalized, we aren't gonna start production on anything, which is a great thing. So I think now he's doing Superman is done filming. Next is gonna be Supergirl. Their
Mhm.
script is done, so they're gonna shoot that. And I think nothing else has been announced of what they are doing. So I think it's a good thing. Like I think after Superman, if they have plans and already in progress of production, pre-production, post-production, not post, sorry, production, pre-production and production, then they should announce anything. Don't announce without getting into pre-production.
The problem with these big corporations is that any big corporation for that matter is too many incompetent people give you feedback. You know, it's like, first drafts are stupid, but first drafts have inspiration in them. First drafts have a spark of imagination in them. There's a germ of idea. There's some beauty in that initial thing which comes out, and then everybody is like, this won't work, this won't work, and I'm like, if so I met another writer today, okay, in a cafe in the afternoon. So we had this conversation about why everybody is pandering to the audience. So there's this quote by Alan Moore, okay, who's the writer of Watchmen. He told me about it, that if the audience knew what they wanted, then they would be artists, right? I'm not looking down on the audience, but sometimes I feel art should shock the it should do art is meant for cultural resets.
No, but there has to be first graph. Like you can say all that, but there also it's just a vomit of whatever you think. You have to give it a
True,
structure. You have to give it a form, right? It cannot just be a
exactly.
whatever.
I mean, I'm talking about the sanctity of that first draft, like that beauty of that first draft, because that idea is the most pure. As somebody who's worked as a writer and editor, I can tell you that, because sometimes when you see something out on the screen, right, it's not one writer writing it. It's one writer, 20 producers, and three directors. So if you see something that is even slightly coherent, right? It's a miracle. You're like Akshay Kumar, miracle, miracle. You're like
But
screaming all around.
that's like I feel that's true for filmmaking itself, man. Like everything that goes behind, how many people get involved. Like even 2 3 people come in a room, they'll not agree on the same thing, right? So just having a whole, so many people come together to make one
Right.
thing, and it is watchable. That's achievement in itself. Forget being good or bad or all of that. It
That's why you
comes all
need
of that
strong
come
captains.
later.
You need strong captains of ships. You don't need four cooks. You need one cook and four sous chefs. You know? So
I think
it's
that's
like,
what with DC, right? James Gunn and Peter Safran, right? Because I think they are gonna take care that they are not gonna spend 500 million dollars on one project without having a right script because they have a big names. I think that's what they're doing right. Even I think Superman budget's gonna be good that even if it makes okay money, it's good for them. It's not like oh big failure and all of that.
but Superman will make money, I feel.
No,
That,
that's yeah, of course. But I'm saying like they just be sensible into making films. Like budgeting is also a part of filmmaking. It's not
Hmm.
that oh you have more money, just put all the money. It's that's
Of
how it
course,
works.
I
We are
producers
seeing
are
in
like,
we are seeing in our country how that's gonna affect a lot of things.
I mean,
But
producers का पैसा भी तो recover करना पड़ता है. But the thing is, if a producer is investing money in you, invest money in an artist. Don't invest money on yourself. That's what I'm saying. You invest money on someone reliable, no? Matlab, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. But Yeah, like I hope MCU and DC both have a good turnaround, from what we have been seeing recently. This
Yeah.
creative lull, which has been there in everything we love, from Bollywood to the MCU to DC, you know, and it kind of feels like post-lockdown, everything has kind of, all the colors have faded away from life, you know. So
Hopefully, we'll be back with it.
of course, I feel it will be because it life works in revolutions. There is a slump and then there is a rise and again there is a slump.
Yep.
So you should not take anything for granted. I feel the MCU was also being taken for granted. मतलब MCU है तो मस्त बनेगा ही. Must cinematic universe call it. But I'm so sorry for that joke. But don't take things for granted. Don't take your artists for granted. Don't take what you get for granted because we will have phases like this as well. you know. But डेडपूल एंड वुल्वरीन भी आया अच्छी फिल्म थी फैन सर्विस भी थी कहानी भी अच्छी थी नो आई जस्ट होप इट्स एन अपहिल राइज फ्रॉम देयर आई जस्ट होप दैट as I can hope that as a fan and a fellow creator who wants to work in films myself, that's all I can
Yeah.
hope for.
And guys, we will be bringing you more stuff from the channel. So do, look out for it. Subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and hit that like button.